The world is a really competitive place right now. You're no longer competing with someone just right down the street. You're competing with people all over the world. You have to make sure that you stand out from the crowd.
People, they just want to see your website. They want to know what you're doing. Even if they've come to see me at a show, the first or second question is, do you have a website? Because they'll use the web to reference back what they saw that day. So it's either they're going to do the research first on the internet and then come and see me at a show or here at my showroom, or after they've met me and they've looked at the furniture. So that's why both Shane and I have spent a considerable amount of time making our presence on the internet significant and also informative for our clients.
There's so many gray areas to my business. I really don't know where one starts and one ends, but I'd say I work a lot on my website. It is a constant stream of revenue for me, and when it comes down to it, I need to be able to pay my rent. I need to be able to continue doing what I'm doing, and that's making jewelry for a living. I really love stones. Those are the centerpiece of my work. So I have kind of this obsession with, playing with the stones within my work. So a lot of the pieces I'm doing right now are bezel set stones, rose cut, diamonds and sapphires. A bezel is basically made up of two parts. You have the outer wall, which is the visible portion of the bezel, and then you have the inner wall, which is in a sense the ledge or the seat that the bottom of the diamond is supported by. By doing this, it tacks the stone in place, keeps it from shifting, and makes sure the stone is set nice and evenly. And I like to continue going back and forth and side to side until all of the metal is evenly pushed over the stone and it's not gonna pop out. Etsy is a big part of my online business. It is one of the two shops that I have that I sell my work online.
Etsy started in 2005 right here in Brooklyn when our founder, Rob Kalin, who's an artist who couldn't find a place for himself to sell his own wares, so he started Etsy to do that. When we describe how Etsy operates as a business, internally we call it business as unusual. In a sort of more colloquial sense, we talk about keeping Etsy weird. We want to run it well as a company, but we want to do things differently and prove to the world that a creative business can be a profitable business.
You could think of it almost as an online craft show, where every seller gets their own booth. But with Etsy, you get your own virtual shop, where you have your items. There are over 18 million individual items listed on Etsy. That's one way that it's very different even from the largest department store that you can imagine. It's always very amusing when someone shows up at our office with a check or cash and they say, I want to buy that crocheted hat. And we have to explain, no, you have to buy it online and you're buying directly from the maker. So we're just a platform to connect peer-to-peer.
There's such a range of craftspeople on there. We all are running businesses and we all are looking for inventive ways of showcasing and selling our products and getting it out to the public.
As a seller, you're paying for your listings, but really you could think of that almost as you're paying to be surfaced within this search and different shopping tools that this site offers. And then once your item sells, Etsy takes 3.5% from the sale price. As a shopper, I can explore through these various browse and shopping experiences, and I can discover products. Or I can do a search for something specific if I have something specific in mind that I'm looking for. So if you're on the homepage, you click on weddings, you get to our weddings shopping experience. If you click through with rings, you can see a selection of different rings that are on offer through the site. So this is Shane Yamani. This is his shop where he sells these beautiful engagement rings. So if you're interested in something, you can click through and see more pictures of it. He has a beautiful selection of really high quality, high-end stuff. So you can also click through and look at his About page and get a little bit of a sense of what he's all about as an artist. Like here he says he's trying to use 100% recycled metals in his work. It's really, really cool. If you're gonna get an engagement ring, you want it to be something that's very unique and very special, and Shane's work is just that.
Engagement and wedding rings kind of found me when I started selling online. I did a lot of necklaces and a lot of statement pieces, and it wasn't until I got online that people started to contact me about making their wedding and engagement rings.
There's this nice flow to it, and it looks beautiful with the other ring as well.
I'm glad you like it.
I love it. It's gorgeous.
It's lovely.
It's exactly, you figured out exactly what I wanted through my vague emails. I really like the rose cut look, and so I did a kind of Google search for rose cut diamond, and I found Shane, and I fell in love with his work as soon as I saw it. A nice color.
That's great. My finger's getting. Yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. That's perfect. Great.
My philosophy has a lot to do with the person that's wearing my piece. They always factor into how I design. My pieces should be comfortable and wearable, as well as it should fit with the lifestyle of my clients. It should grow with them and become almost an extension of their being.
So it will age, and then it will add character to it as well.
It'll add character, exactly.
Yeah, that's great.
In the digital age, the distribution model has changed entirely, so that if you are a small craftsperson or an artist, you don't have to sit in your shop and wait for someone to walk in the door anymore. You can find and target your audience online, and that could be anyone across the globe.
I think that to some extent people are very educated buyers now because of the internet.
They want to know who you are, how you're making it, where you're sourcing your materials from.
It's a really exciting time right now to be in this industry. I guess our industry is the tech industry, but it's also the arts, it's also retail, it's also online community. It's an interesting mix.
I think people are really tired of the big box retail experience, and they want something a little more special. It just feels better to support an artisan, to establish a relationship where you can have a conversation about what you're buying. You can understand the process of making. You can understand the passion of the person instead of just purchasing something.